Don't miss out. 9 sweet lies women tell when they're using you. Stoic life lessons. When a woman is using you, she'll tell you these 7 sweet lies. High-value men must be aware of them to avoid falling into the web of deception. In relationships today, it's easy to get caught in a minefield of half-truths and hidden agendas. In this episode of our channel, we're lifting the veil on these 7 sweet lies women may tell when they're playing a role. These aren't just harmless compliments, they're strategic moves designed to tug at your heartstrings and keep you under her control. As we dive into these lies, think about your own experiences. Can you recognize when you've been deceived? Understanding these tricks can help you reclaim your worth and avoid falling into emotional manipulation. Have you ever fallen for these lies? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and together we'll navigate the journey to self-respect. I just want you to be happy. When she says this, it may sound like a selfless expression of care, but if she often uses it to justify her requests or decisions, it could be a red flag. She might claim everything she does is for your benefit, but in reality, she's using your emotions to make you feel obligated to do what she wants. As a high-value man, it's essential to recognize when someone is taking advantage of your goodwill for their own gain. Stoic life lessons remind us that we must stay true to our values and not let emotional manipulation sway us. In these moments, ask yourself, does she genuinely care about your happiness, or is she using it as a tool to get what she wants? Imagine being in a relationship where every time you hesitate to fulfill her request, she reminds you that she's only thinking about your happiness. At first, it may seem selfless, but over time, you realize that her concern for you always lines up with her getting her way. Your happiness becomes a bargaining chip, something to be used to tip the scales in her favor. This scenario plays out often in modern relationships, where one partner manipulates the other by appealing to their sense of care and responsibility. Consider a man who always agrees to his partner's demands because he believes she's acting in his best interest. She asks for favors, expects him to prioritize her needs, and justifies it by saying, "I'm doing this for us, for you." But eventually he begins sacrificing his own desires, feeling drained and unappreciated. Despite this, he continues to comply because he's been convinced it's what love is all about. This is where Stoicism comes into play. Stoicism teaches us to be mindful of our own needs and to act in ways that align with our values, not someone else's agenda. It's essential to recognize when your emotions are being manipulated and to stand firm in your principles. Ask yourself, have you ever felt pressured to do something, not because it was right for you, but because someone else convinced you it was the right thing to do for them? How did that make you feel? Did it enhance your well-being or leave you feeling used and undervalued? These are questions every high-value man must ask himself. A true partner will respect your boundaries, encourage your growth, and care about your happiness without expecting anything in return. The lesson here is clear. Your happiness should never be a currency for someone else's gain. High-value men understand the importance of balance in relationships, where both partners contribute to each other's well-being. Stoic life lessons remind us to stay grounded in our values and be wary of those who might use our kindness and care against us. By staying true to what's genuinely important to you and recognizing manipulation when it occurs, you can navigate relationships with clarity and strength, ensuring that your happiness isn't compromised for someone else's benefit. What is Stoicism if not the ability to maintain inner peace and integrity, even when faced with emotional challenges? So be cautious of sweet words. Comment, "I am wary of sweet words," if you're ready to protect your peace and stay strong in the face of manipulation. When a woman says, "I love you," but something feels off, trust your instincts. Love is one of the most profound emotions, but it can also be misused as a tool for manipulation. Sometimes those 3 words are spoken not from genuine affection, but from convenience, obligation, or even self-interest. Of course, not every hesitant "I love you" is a red flag. There are times when she might say it because she feels pressured, maybe because you said it first and she doesn't want to hurt your feelings. In these situations, she may be hoping her emotions will catch up to her words. This isn't manipulation, it's simply the reality of evolving feelings. However, when "I love you" is used as a tactic, when it's meant to gain something rather than express real care, you need to be aware. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism becomes essential. Stoic philosophy teaches us to remain rational, observant, and in control of our emotions, especially in relationships. If she declares love but consistently follows it with requests for money, attention, status, or favors, you must take a step back and assess whether her actions match her words. Actions speak louder than words. Consider the story of a man deeply infatuated with a woman who seemed perfect. She frequently professed her love, but her actions never aligned with her words. Every "I love you" was quickly followed by a favor or financial request. At first, he convinced himself that love meant giving, but over time, he noticed a pattern. Her love declarations were conditional, always tied to her personal benefit. By reflecting on Stoic principles, he realized that real love is selfless. It seeks happiness and well-being without expectation of return. True love isn't about what someone can take, it's about what they willingly give with no strings attached. This realization, though painful, was also freeing. It allowed him to walk away with his peace of mind intact. How to recognize. True love, if I love you, is always followed by an expectation. If you feel uneasy rather than secure, or if her words consistently lack real backing through actions, it's time to reevaluate the relationship. Ask yourself, do her words bring peace, or do they make you question her intentions? Does she express love through consistent, genuine actions, or is it just sweet talk? Is your happiness as important to her as her own desires? A true partner respects your boundaries, encourages your growth, and expresses love through actions, not just words. Stoic wisdom reminds us to stay grounded, to recognize manipulation when it occurs, and to avoid relationships that drain our emotional well-being. The lesson: love should be a source of strength, not confusion. Hearing "I love you" can be beautiful, but it's crucial to consider who is saying it and why. Words are easy to say, but only actions reveal true intent. Never let sweet words cloud your judgment. Instead, pay attention to how she treats you, not just what she tells you. Comment below. True love is shown through actions, not just words. Stay sharp, stay rational, and remember, your peace of mind is your greatest asset. How you respond matters more than what happens. Mastering the art of Stoic reaction. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react that truly defines you. This timeless principle is a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom, and it becomes especially crucial when dealing with flattery or praise. Rather than letting compliments inflate your ego, step back and question their sincerity. Is the praise genuine, or is there an underlying agenda? The Stoics were keenly aware of the power of words, especially sweet ones, and the potential hidden motives behind them. Let's consider a common scenario, a compliment about your prowess in the bedroom. At first glance, it might seem harmless, even flattering, but what if it's masking something deeper? What if she's using the compliment to divert your attention from her own mistakes, or trying to manipulate you into doing something that benefits her but comes at your expense? Navigating the game with Stoic wisdom. This is where Stoicism offers its greatest value, not in avoiding challenges but in thriving through them. It's about standing firm in your principles and not allowing yourself to be swayed by momentary pleasures or subtle manipulations. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you let flattery cloud your judgment, you might sacrifice your inner peace for temporary gratification. So what are the consequences of falling for these sweet words? How will they affect your self-respect, your relationships, and your life overall? A stoic man is always alert, questioning the motivations behind the compliments and ensuring that his actions align with his values. He understands that actions speak louder than words, and when there's a disconnect between the two, something isn't quite right. Preparing for manipulation with mental awareness. Seneca, another great Stoic philosopher, wisely observed, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. In relationships, this preparation is about mental and emotional awareness, knowing when someone is trying to manipulate you with flattering words. Imagine a woman telling you that you're the best lover she's ever had. It might feel like a boost to your ego, but for a man grounded in Stoicism, it's an opportunity to practice discernment, to stay anchored in his principles and not let flattery dictate his actions. Stoic lesson. Stay true to yourself, not to sweet words. In conclusion, never allow compliments, no matter how enticing, to cloud your judgment. The essence of Stoic success is remaining true to yourself and your values. External validation or criticism should never define your worth. Instead, focus on staying grounded, practicing self-awareness, and recognizing when someone is trying to manipulate your emotions for personal gain. Remember, as the Stoics taught, your inner peace and integrity are far more valuable than any compliment someone can offer. So when faced with flattering words, ask yourself the tough questions, stay alert, and maintain control over your actions. If you resonate with this mindset, comment, "I keep a warm heart and a cool head," to affirm your commitment to Stoic principles. Subtle tests in relationships. The importance of loyalty. When a woman says, "Go ahead and admire those beautiful girls, I don't mind," you might feel like she's being easygoing or relaxed, but this seemingly casual permission can actually be a subtle test. It's often a way for her to gauge your level of respect, loyalty, and how much you value her presence in your life. Consider this. Imagine you're out with your partner, and your attention starts to wander every time a beautiful woman walks by. You might think it's harmless, just a quick glance, but what does this say to the woman beside you? In modern relationships, this situation is all too common, yet it speaks volumes about your respect and consideration for your partner. The power of presence. A high-value man understands that being present is vital in relationships. He knows that respect is the cornerstone of any meaningful connection. While it's natural to notice other people, it's important to control where your attention goes. If you're distracted by others, it can signal a lack of respect or commitment to the woman you're with. In the digital age, this concept extends to social media. How many times have we seen couples where one partner spends more time liking and commenting on strangers' photos than engaging with their own partner? This digital wandering eye can lead to insecurity and mistrust in relationships. Being a Stoic in the age of distractions. Being grounded in Stoicism means recognizing the impact of your actions. It means choosing to act in ways that build trust and respect, even when faced with subtle tests or distractions. Stoicism teaches us to control our desires, to make choices that align with our values, rather than letting impulses dictate our behavior. So when a woman gives you permission to admire others, ask yourself, what is she really feeling? It's not about denying your natural reactions, but about choosing how you respond. Are you allowing your impulses to control your actions, or are you consciously deciding to behave in a way that reflects the respect and loyalty you wish to embody in your relationship? This is a crucial question for any Stoic man because navigating these subtle tests with integrity is essential for maintaining the respect and trust in your relationships. In relationships, Stoicism guides us toward respect and integrity. Being a high-value man isn't about suppressing natural instincts. It's about channeling them in ways that uplift both you and your partner. It's about being present, respectful, and in control of your actions, regardless of external distractions. So, how will you respond when faced with a subtle test in your relationship? Stay grounded, stay true to your values, and navigate with a clear mind. You're my hero. The subtle power of flattery. When a woman says, "You're my hero," it may feel like a scene from a movie where the courageous knight swoops in to save the day. But in real life, especially in relationships, this phrase can often be more deceptive than you think. While it taps into a natural desire, many men have to be seen as strong and indispensable. It's important to stop and ask, is she genuinely admiring you, or is she using this as a tool to keep you on her hook? This phrase plays on the deep-rooted instinct many men have to be seen as capable and vital. Think about it. Superhero movies have built entire empires on this very concept because the image of a hero resonates with so many. However, when it comes to personal relationships, these words can be weaponized for manipulation. Question the timing of compliments. When a woman says you're her hero, take a step back. Is she using this compliment right before asking for a favor? Perhaps she's softening you up, making you feel good about yourself before making a request. If this is the case, her words could be an emotional manipulation strategy to get something from you. Ask yourself, has this phrase been followed by a request that benefits her more than it benefits you? For example, has she told you you're her hero only to ask you for something expensive or time-consuming, like buying her a lavish gift or going out of your way to help her? A real-life example. Let me share a story about a friend of mine, Jake. He was dating a woman who often told him, "You're my hero," every time he did something nice for her. At first, he felt great. Who wouldn't? But over time, he noticed a pattern. Every time she used that phrase, it was followed by a request that required a lot of time or money, like asking him to buy something extravagant or drive her long distances. The praise wasn't sincere admiration, it was a way to manipulate him into doing things for her. It wasn't until Jake was emotionally and financially drained that he realized what was happening. Once he stopped fulfilling her requests, the "you're my hero" comments disappeared, and so did her interest in him. Jake learned a valuable lesson. Manipulation often masquerades as admiration. Stoic wisdom: stay grounded and clear. So how does recognizing this pattern connect with Stoic wisdom? Stoicism teaches us to value truth and wisdom over empty flattery or fleeting emotions. A Stoic man doesn't let his self-worth be defined by someone else's words, especially when those words are used to manipulate. Instead, he stays grounded, assessing situations with clarity and reason. When you hear the words, "You're my hero," ask yourself, is this genuinely a reflection of your character, or is it a sweet lie meant to manipulate you into doing something for her? The Stoic mindset reminds us to remain vigilant and self-aware, ensuring that our actions align with our values, not someone else's hidden agenda. By practicing this level of self-awareness, you strengthen your relationships and keep your emotional well-being intact. Don't let compliments distract you from your true purpose. As a Stoic man, your worth is not determined by flattery, but by your integrity and wisdom in recognizing when words are being used to manipulate. "You don't care about me." Recognizing manipulative tactics. Have you ever found yourself caught in a situation where you mistook flattering words for real affection? It's easy to fall into this trap, but with a stoic mindset, you can avoid being misled by manipulation. The key takeaway here is simple. Stay true to your sense of self-worth and don't let flattering words, no matter how sweet, cloud your judgment. True admiration and love are never conditional or manipulative. A woman who genuinely cares for you won't need to use emotional tactics to get what she wants. Relationships built on mutual respect and affection don't rely on manipulation, but on honesty and understanding. Embrace stoic happiness by knowing your worth and recognizing when someone may be trying to exploit it. Remember, let your actions, not others' words, define your self-worth. When compliments come with requests. It's natural to feel good when someone compliments you, especially when they praise your looks or character. But sometimes these compliments can carry a hidden agenda. Picture this. A woman showers you with compliments, telling you how amazing you are, but each compliment is followed by a subtle request. Maybe she hints at something she wants, like an expensive handbag, or suggests you cover her bills for the month. If you notice a pattern where flattery is consistently paired with requests, it might be time to reconsider the sincerity behind those compliments. A woman who truly cares for you will offer compliments just to see you smile, not because she's scheming to get something from you. Her praise will come freely, without strings attached, in response to the thoughtful things you do for her, simply because she appreciates you, not because she wants to gain something. Modern example. Is she using you? Imagine being in a relationship where your partner often compliments your generosity, praising your willingness to help others, especially financially. She admires your work ethic and your ability to make things happen, but then these compliments are followed by requests for money, like asking you to cover her rent for the month. At first, you're happy to help because her words make you feel valued, but over time, you start to notice a pattern. Every compliment about your generosity seems tied to her needing something from you. Ask yourself, is she genuinely appreciative, or is she using your desire to be seen as generous to her advantage? When she compliments you, do those words truly lift your spirits, or do they feel like a precursor to a favor she's about to ask? These are crucial questions to ask yourself to determine her true intentions. Applying Stoicism, clarity and discernment. In Stoicism, we are taught to see things as they truly are, not as we wish them to be. To achieve stoic happiness, it's essential to understand and discern when someone is genuinely appreciating you and when they're simply manipulating you. Stoicism encourages us to maintain inner strength and not be swayed by flattering words designed to achieve a personal goal. By recognizing these patterns, you can protect your peace and ensure that the relationships you build are grounded in authenticity and mutual respect rather than manipulation. Conclusion: be mindful of motives, so the next time you receive a compliment, take a moment to reflect on the intent behind it. Is it a sincere expression of admiration, or is there something else lurking behind those sweet words? The lesson here is clear. Be mindful of the motives behind the praise you receive and aim to build relationships where love and appreciation are freely given, not bought with favors. This awareness will help you protect your inner peace and guide you toward authentic, respectful relationships. If you resonate with this perspective, comment, "I agree," or share your thoughts below if you have a different opinion. Cautionary note: if you find yourself always footing the bill in a relationship with no genuine contribution from the other side, take a step back and reassess the situation, recognizing when a relationship becomes transactional. It's not just about money, it's about what your dynamic is really saying about your relationship. Imagine this. You're sitting in a cozy restaurant, the bill arrives, and as always, You're the one reaching for your wallet. She doesn't even make an effort to offer or acknowledge the situation. Instead, she brushes it off with an excuse, maybe saying it's a man's role to provide, or that she's too stressed to think about trivial things like paying. This isn't just a financial imbalance. It's a clear signal that your relationship might be more transactional than you realize. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This wisdom applies to relationships too. A woman who truly values you will want to contribute, not just reap the benefits of your generosity. A real partnership is built on mutual respect and shared responsibility, not one person carrying all the weight. Recognizing emotional manipulation. You might hesitate to bring up her lack of contribution, especially if she's crafted a convincing narrative about her financial struggles. Maybe she talks about how hard she works, how overwhelmed she feels, making you feel guilty for even considering asking her to pitch in. She might even say things like, "You don't care about me," or "If you loved me, you wouldn't bring this up," tying your love and care to your willingness to cover her expenses. This is where Stoic wisdom becomes invaluable. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." If she is constantly expecting you to fund her lifestyle while offering little in return, she's not struggling. She's choosing to take rather than contribute. This is a dynamic that a wise man must recognize and address. Is it your responsibility? Let's take a simple example. She hints at wanting an expensive designer handbag or even outright asks for one, despite claiming financial hardship. You have to ask yourself, is it truly your responsibility to fund her luxury desires? If she expects you to cover her past financial mistakes or support her extravagant lifestyle, this is a major red flag. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Reacting with a Stoic mindset means setting clear boundaries and understanding that you are not obligated to fix someone else's financial situation, especially when it's driven by wants, not needs. Being a provider versus being used. Many men find themselves pressured into supporting a partner's lifestyle that they themselves may not even be able to afford. This isn't about being stingy or unkind. It's about recognizing when you're being used. A true partner values shared responsibility and won't resort to manipulation to get what she wants. The lesson: value yourself. The Stoic path teaches us that self-respect and mutual respect are key to any meaningful relationship. If a woman is truly with you for who you are, she won't rely on sweet lies to convince you to fund her lifestyle. Relationships should be partnerships, not one-sided transactions. So next time you hear words like, "You don't need to worry about that," pause and ask yourself, is she being reassuring, or is she hiding something? Are her words aligning with her actions, or is she trying to distract you? Does she value you, or does she value what you provide? A Stoic man doesn't allow himself to be blinded by comforting illusions. He stays grounded in reality, ensuring his emotions and decisions align with truth, not manipulation. Final thought: stay vigilant, stay wise, and remember, your worth isn't determined by how much you spend on someone, but by the self-respect and wisdom you uphold in every interaction. Remove negativity from your life. Have you ever noticed that certain compliments seem to come at just the right moment, right before you're asked to do something? If you hear praise that feels like a setup, it might be more than just flattery. It could be a subtle tactic to make you feel obligated. This form of manipulation can trap you in a cycle where you're constantly striving to live up to the compliment, proving yourself over and over. Epictetus wisely said, "Don't let others control your emotions, master yourself." true confidence and happiness, as Stoicism teaches, come from within, not from the approval or validation of others. It's crucial to recognize when praise is being used as a tool to influence your actions rather than as a genuine expression of admiration. Are you acting for yourself or for others? Think about this. Have you ever found yourself doing something you didn't want to do just because someone made you feel special or indispensable? It's a common trap, especially for men who feel the need to meet expectations, often at the cost of their own values and boundaries. Stoicism encourages vigilance over our emotions and the motivations behind our actions. Ask yourself, am I acting because I truly want to, or because I feel pressured by sweet words? Is this praise genuine, or is it a way to steer me toward doing something? Breaking free from the validation trap. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to lose sight of your own inner strength. Many people let flattery dictate their actions, leading them to seek validation rather than staying true to their own principles. But a high-value man understands that his worth isn't defined by how well he performs for others. It comes from his integrity and self-respect. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your thoughts are clouded by the need to please others, you'll never find true fulfillment. Guarding your autonomy. When someone showers you with compliments, pause and ask yourself, is this praise authentic, or is it being used to sway me? Am I becoming reliant on these words to feel good about myself? This awareness is crucial in maintaining your independence and ensuring that your actions are driven by your own values, not by someone else's carefully crafted words. If you need constant validation to feel confident, you're giving others control over your sense of self. Chart your own path. When you master control over your thoughts, actions, and responses, you'll no longer need external approval to feel fulfilled. Be mindful of sweet words. They might sound appealing, but they can easily lead you astray if you're not careful. True happiness and strength come from within. Next time someone tells you you do it better than anyone else, take a moment to reflect. Are you acting out of genuine desire, or are you being led by a well-placed compliment? This awareness is the key to living with integrity and true happiness. The moment you let flattery cloud your judgment, you open the door to manipulation. After boosting your ego, she may soon ask for a favor or a gift, sometimes right away, or perhaps after waiting until you've fully fallen under her charm. This is where Stoic life lessons come in. Stay grounded, observe her actions, and stay aware of her true intentions. In today's world, it's easy to be swayed by praise, especially when it's coming from someone you care about. But, as Epictetus wisely said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Apply this wisdom to your interactions. If a woman is constantly praising you only to follow it up with a request, recognize it for what it is, a transaction, not a genuine connection. True Stoicism is about understanding people and situations clearly and responding with virtue. So, how do you navigate these moments with strength? It starts with self-awareness. When you hear those compliments, take a moment to reflect. Are these praises followed by a request? Does she only engage with you when it benefits her? Is she hesitant to meet in person or have deeper conversations? These could be signs that she's using you rather than valuing you. Recognizing these manipulative tactics isn't about being suspicious, but about empowering yourself to see beyond the surface. A Stoic man knows the difference between genuine affection and calculated manipulation. Stand your ground. A Stoic man remains steadfast, guided by reason and virtue, without being swayed by flattery. This approach not only protects your peace, but ensures that your relationships are built on mutual respect and authenticity. Remember, as Epictetus said, first, know who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly. Know your worth and never let anyone treat you as less than you deserve. If this resonates with you and helps you see things more clearly in your relationships, comment great below, and we'll continue with the next secret. As we wrap up, it's essential to be mindful of subtle lies that may indicate manipulation. By recognizing these sweet lies, you can protect your emotions and make more informed choices in your relationships. Here at Win Stoic, we aim to equip you with the practical wisdom you need to approach life and love with confidence, growth, and happiness. Have you encountered any of these lies before? Share your experiences in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more insights on how to tell if she truly loves you. In an age where digital communication dominates, recognizing subtle body language cues can give you an edge in understanding and connecting with others on a deeper level. Often overlooked, these signals can reveal more than words ever could. Stoic wisdom encourages us to be observant and mindful, allowing us to respond with clarity and intention rather than assumption. Number 5. Define your space. One of the clearest signs of attraction is when a woman tosses her head back, letting her hair fall away from her face. Even women with short hair instinctively perform this action. According to body language experts, this gesture serves two key purposes. It exposes the neck and armpit areas where pheromones, subtle chemical signals of attraction, are released. It subtly draws attention to herself, communicating interest without words. This seemingly casual action is deeply ingrained in human nature, signaling attraction on an instinctive level. Think about it. Have you ever felt drawn to someone without understanding why? Was it something they said, or was it an unconscious physical cue like this one? Be honest, how often do you notice these signals? If you often recognize them, comment yes. If not, comment no. If you catch them only sometimes, comment sometimes. By increasing your awareness of these small but powerful gestures, you sharpen your ability to connect and communicate effectively. It's not just about romantic attraction. This skill enhances your entire social life, helping you build deeper, more meaningful relationships. Stay calm under pressure. Another telling sign of attraction is a subtle yet deliberate sway in a woman's hips as she walks, especially when she knows you're watching. Whether she's heading to the bathroom or walking past you, this movement isn't random. It's a primal instinct designed to capture attention. As Ludwig Wittgenstein once said, the human body is the best picture of the human soul. Body language often reveals true emotions and desires before words ever do. Ever noticed this before and wondered if it was intentional? A Stoic mindset teaches us to observe without jumping to conclusions, allowing us to navigate social interactions with clarity and confidence. Understanding attraction with a Stoic mindset. Next time you notice this type of movement, pay attention to the full context. Is she making eye contact? Is she smiling or playing with her hair? Does she seem engaged and interested in the conversation? All these cues together create a clearer picture of her feelings. Instead of dismissing these gestures, observe them with curiosity and awareness. This approach enhances both your personal and social life. Small gestures, big meaning. Consider another common yet powerful sign, a woman excusing herself to freshen up and returning with a fresh coat of lipstick. This might seem insignificant, but it's actually a strong indicator of attraction. She's making an effort to look her best for you, signaling her investment in the date. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By becoming more attuned to these subtle yet significant cues, you can gain deeper insight into human connections and navigate relationships with confidence. Recognizing body language isn't about making assumptions, it's about understanding the world around you with clarity and intention. What do you think? Have you noticed these signals before? Share your thoughts in the comments. At Wind Stoic, we blend ancient wisdom with modern insights to help you navigate life and relationships with confidence. Stay tuned for more Stoic lessons on understanding attraction and human behavior. In a world where first impressions and appearances carry significant weight, being able to recognize these subtle signals can greatly enhance your interactions and relationships. It's important to acknowledge and respond to these gestures with the same level of awareness and care. Show respect to everyone. In today's fast-paced, digital-driven world, face-to-face interactions are often overshadowed by text messages and social media. But paying attention to small details can set you apart, showcasing your attentiveness and emotional intelligence. One subtle yet powerful sign of attraction is when a woman's gaze lingers on your lips. It's not just a fleeting glance, it's a deep, almost instinctive gesture rooted in human nature and biology. When she does this, she's unconsciously highlighting her own lips, making them appear more inviting. You might even notice her subtly licking or biting her lips, an unspoken yet powerful expression of attraction. Now let's bring this into real-life scenarios. Imagine you're having a casual coffee chat with a colleague. As the conversation unfolds, you notice her eyes frequently drifting to your lips, her expression lighting up each time you speak. This seemingly small action is incredibly telling. It's a silent cue that she's drawn to you on a deeper level. Nonverbal cues like these often carry more weight than words. Have you ever caught yourself mirroring someone's gestures without realizing it? These unspoken signals shape our connections, helping us express interest and attraction in ways we may not even be fully aware of. Understanding these subtle signs allows you to navigate relationships with greater confidence and authenticity. The language of attraction is often silent, but deeply expressive. By being mindful of these cues, you can foster more meaningful interactions, staying true to Stoic principles of self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Every interaction becomes an opportunity for growth, understanding, and genuine connection. Now, here's another fascinating detail you might not have considered. Imagine you're in a relaxed conversation and a woman gently strokes her purse. Seems trivial, right? But this small action can actually be a significant indicator of her attraction. She may even take it a step further, asking you to hand her purse to her or find something inside it. Why does this matter? Because a purse is a personal object, an extension of her space. Placing it near you or inviting you to interact with it is a symbolic gesture. It signals trust, openness, and a willingness to bridge the gap between you. On the other hand, if she moves her purse away, it can indicate emotional distance or discomfort. Now, what if she repeatedly places her purse near you? That's not just coincidence, it's a deliberate choice. Women often use objects as subtle extensions of their presence. By positioning her belongings closer to you, she's signaling comfort and a desire for proximity. Recognizing these gestures allows you to engage in more thoughtful, respectful interactions. Attraction isn't always expressed through words. Often, it's revealed in the smallest, most unconscious actions. Being aware of these cues helps you build stronger connections, reinforcing the Stoic mindset of living with purpose, awareness, and respect for the nuances of human behavior. Be kind, but limit contact. When interacting with others, it's important to respond in ways that honor both your own feelings and theirs. The Stoic principle of empathy comes into play here. By tuning in to her non-verbal signals, you can form a deeper, more respectful connection. A key gesture often used by women to express interest is the subtle yet powerful act of raising their eyebrows while slightly lowering their eyelids. This expression, sometimes likened to the one seen during intimate moments, is a strong sign of desire and attraction. Do you agree with this? If so, comment, I agree, to connect with others who share the same perspective. This combination of eyebrow movement and drooping eyelids is not random. It's a deeply ingrained, instinctual signal. It conveys vulnerability and openness, creating an unspoken invitation for you to come closer, physically and emotionally. In the context of Stoic life lessons, this is a perfect example of observing the world around you without letting emotions cloud your judgment. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the soul colors its thoughts. By observing such subtle cues, you sharpen your awareness, which enriches your interactions and allows you to navigate social dynamics with wisdom and grace. Stay calm under pressure. Another subtle sign of attraction is when a woman walks or sits with a limp wrist. While seemingly minor, this gesture is an alluring signal of submissiveness, subtly suggesting her openness to be led. This can be an attractive trait for many men, as it signals a willingness to let the other person take the lead. It's important to understand that this isn't just about physical attraction. It taps into deeper psychological cues embedded in human behavior. In the realm of Stoic thought, understanding these signs can help you reach Stoic happiness, where self-awareness and control over your responses guide your actions. Imagine this scenario. You're in a cafe, observing a woman at the corner table. She rests her wrist gently on the table's edge while engaged in conversation, her body language inviting and subtly submissive. This act isn't a sign of weakness, it's a deliberate expression of interest, signaling availability and attraction. Even in today's world, where strong personalities often dominate, many successful people know how to let their guard down in personal interactions, creating a space for deeper connections. This balance between strength and vulnerability enriches our social lives, making human interactions more complex and rewarding. Understanding subtle cues. So how often do we overlook these minor but significant signals? The limp wrist gesture, though subtle, is a profound indicator of attraction. It's a reminder that paying attention to non-verbal communication is essential on the path to Stoic happiness. By developing a sharper awareness of these cues, we not only improve our interactions but also create more meaningful and authentic connections. Body language. The language of attraction. Another indicator of interest can be when a woman touches or caresses her knees. This act, though subtle, speaks volumes about her desire for closeness. You might not even realize she's doing it, but it's likely a sign that she's wishing to close the physical gap between you. Body language is a powerful communicator, often revealing more than words ever could. In this case, touching her knees might symbolize her longing for physical closeness, highlighting her desire for a deeper connection. Recognizing these cues isn't about reading minds, it's about being aware of the small details that can tell us a lot about someone's feelings. A Stoic approach to interpreting these signs allows you to better understand the motivations behind actions, helping you respond in a way that fosters meaningful connections. Unconscious signals of vulnerability. One more fascinating gesture is the gradual exposure of her wrists, often an unconscious sign of vulnerability and openness. This may seem like a trivial action, but in the world of Stoicism, where we are encouraged to observe the world calmly and with reflection, this small gesture speaks volumes. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By applying this principle, you can better interpret the silent language of attraction. When a woman reveals the underside of her wrists, she's not just performing a random act, she's signaling trust and a willingness to let her guard down. In modern life, these small gestures can be overlooked, but by paying attention to them, you can foster deeper and more meaningful connections. Recognizing these subtle signals helps you align with Stoic principles, allowing for authenticity and truth in your interactions. So, How often do you notice these small, yet telling body language cues? By integrating these insights into your daily life, you'll be able to engage with others in a more mindful and meaningful way, enhancing your journey toward personal growth and stronger relationships. Smile more often. Instead of being reactive, it's important to recognize that small gestures, like the gradual revealing of the underside of a woman's wrists, can indicate attraction. This behavior stems from natural human interactions, and by embracing Stoic principles, we can better understand and appreciate these subtle cues. This leads to more meaningful and authentic connections, enriching our personal interactions and aligning with Stoic teachings of living with intention, awareness, and virtue. A classic and seductive gesture often seen in women is crossing their legs, especially when wearing skirts, shorts, or tight leggings. It's a discreet yet powerful body language signal that highlights her legs while showing both comfort and self-assurance. But there's also psychology behind it. Crossing her legs may indicate openness to deeper interaction while maintaining a sense of modesty and self-control. It's a delicate balance between vulnerability and restraint that can be quite seductive. So how can we use this knowledge in practice? When you notice these signals, interact respectfully and sincerely. Ask yourself, what does her body language reveal about her emotions and mindset? Are you responding with care and respect? If you do, comment 1, and if not, comment 2. This self-awareness and consideration for the comfort of others aligns perfectly with Stoic happiness, which emphasizes harmony and mutual respect in relationships. Another key indicator is when a woman sensually strokes her thigh, neck, or the nape of her neck. This simple action often holds much deeper meaning. It signals heightened attraction and invites reciprocation. Women are more sensitive to physical touch due to a higher density of sensory nerves, so their touch is not only physically powerful, but emotionally communicative as well. When a woman strokes her neck, it's like an unspoken invitation into her personal space, expressing comfort and attraction. Combined with other signs like sustained eye contact, smiling, or leaning closer, these actions provide insight into her feelings. Being aware of these cues allows you to respond appropriately, fostering a deeper connection and mutual understanding. By adopting a Stoic mindset, you approach these situations with calmness and respect, creating more meaningful interactions. Responding with emotional intelligence and empathy will make you more appealing and trustworthy. The power of stroking objects. Another fascinating body language cue involves a woman stroking objects like a cigarette, the edge of a wine glass, an earring, or anything with a shape resembling something phallic. This unconscious gesture can reveal much about her internal thoughts and feelings. Psychologists suggest that such actions often reflect her sexual attraction, using objects as an extension of her inner state. When you notice this behavior, understand that it may be her way of signaling interest without verbalizing it. This aligns with Stoic principles, observing the world with a calm, disarming mind, allowing you to look beyond the surface and see deeper truths in the subtlety of body language. In conclusion, these unconscious gestures, like stroking objects, carry profound meaning. They're not just habits, they're indicators of a woman's internal state. Recognizing these cues allows you to navigate interactions with greater awareness and emotional intelligence. Understanding attraction. Through body language, one classic and timeless gesture that can reveal a woman's attraction is twirling a lock of hair. While it may seem simple, this subtle movement can speak volumes about her feelings. When a woman wants to catch your attention, she may gently curl a strand of hair around her fingers, or even playfully put it in her mouth. But here's the key: this gesture is only seductive when it's done openly and gracefully. The movement should be smooth, with the lock softly entering her mouth without biting it. Done in this way, it's an alluring sign of interest, blending shyness with flirtation. However, if the gesture is hidden or the hair is bitten, it often indicates boredom or disinterest rather than attraction. So the next time you notice a woman twirling her hair, pay attention to the details. It can offer great insights into her intentions. This awareness can help you navigate social interactions with more confidence and clarity, contributing to a sense of stoic happiness as you better understand the subtle beauty of human connection. Foot position, a sign of comfort and interest. Another body language cue that can reveal a woman's attraction is the way she positions her feet during a conversation. If she moves to place one foot under the other, it may seem like a minor action, but it carries deep meaning. By adopting this relaxed posture, she's signaling comfort around you while also softening the formality of the interaction. This gesture creates a more intimate atmosphere, allowing her to feel at ease in your presence. Moreover, this position can subtly expose her thighs, which is not just about physical attraction, but a deeper sign of vulnerability and openness. It shows she feels comfortable enough to let her guard down around you. According to body language expert Joe Navarro, nonverbal communication is a complex, silent language that often betrays our true feelings before words even come into play. When a woman makes this subtle shift in her body, it's an unspoken invitation to connect on a deeper level. She's signaling that she is open to more intimate interactions. Recognizing this nonverbal cue can deepen your understanding of her interest and help you respond in a way that aligns with both stoic wisdom and meaningful connection. The subtle shoe-rocking gesture. A fascinating and often overlooked gesture is the rocking of a shoe on her toe. When a woman slips her foot in and out of her shoe, it communicates a high level of comfort and relaxation in your presence. More than just a casual gesture, it carries a subtle sexual innuendo akin to the phallic symbolism of inserting and removing the foot. This non-verbal act is her way of saying, "I'm comfortable with you," and perhaps signaling openness to more intimate encounters. While this gesture may seem innocuous, it can be a powerful signal. It shows that she's comfortable in your company, and for many men, the female foot holds a unique allure. If you notice this gesture, it's important to respond with respect and maintain open, relaxed body language yourself. This creates a mutual nonverbal exchange that can deepen the connection and build trust. In the context of Stoicism, this recognition is about being aware of the signals around you while remaining calm and composed. By responding respectfully, you embody Stoic principles, showing respect for both yourself and the other person. The intensity of a lingering gaze. Finally, another powerful body language cue involves the gaze. When a woman holds your gaze with slightly lowered eyelids, allowing the connection to linger just long enough for you to feel its intensity before she looks away. This is a highly captivating gesture. It creates a dynamic of both being observed and observing, which can be deeply intriguing and engaging. This subtle yet potent action can reveal a woman's interest and attraction, making her feelings more apparent without the need for words. In conclusion, by paying attention to these seemingly small yet significant cues, whether it's the twirl of her hair, the position of her feet, the rocking of her shoe, or the lingering gaze, you can gain a clearer understanding of her feelings. Responding with respect and a calm, composed demeanor, as Stoicism teaches, can help you build meaningful relationships rooted in awareness, empathy, and mutual understanding. The silent power of connection. There's a unique kind of attraction that sparks when subtle body language speaks louder than words. It's the unspoken acknowledgement of mutual interest, a quiet dance of connection that has been part of human nature for centuries. This unspoken communication often ignites a powerful desire, and understanding these signals can deepen your connections in ways that go beyond the surface. One particularly impactful gesture is when a woman locks eyes with you, holding your gaze with confidence and interest, without seeming too aggressive. The subtle lowering of her eyelids adds a layer of intimacy and vulnerability, drawing you into her world. It's an invitation to connect, a silent exchange that can bond two people in ways words alone can't. If you've ever found yourself wondering if someone was sending you signals, reflecting on past interactions with this new perspective can be eye-opening. Be mindful of these subtle cues in the future, the lowered eyelids, the lingering gaze, the quick glance away. These tiny actions can speak volumes about someone's feelings. The power of subtle grooming. Another gesture to look out for is when a woman subtly plucks her eyebrows. At first glance, it may seem like a minor grooming habit, but it can be a powerful signal of attraction. This small action can trigger a protective instinct in men as it suggests vulnerability, an alluring and instinctual reaction. The act of grooming can subtly communicate a need for protection, making her more attractive in a deeper, emotional way. Our brains are wired to pick up these small cues, which can trigger powerful emotional responses. As the philosopher Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The way a woman subtly tweaks her appearance can evoke a reaction in a man that aligns with his instinctual desire to protect, ultimately enhancing his attraction. The power of exposure. Hair and neck. When a woman gathers her hair and lifts it into a ponytail or bun, it's not just about the hairstyle. It's a gesture that exposes the back of her neck, an area usually hidden. This simple action demonstrates both vulnerability and openness, inviting a deeper connection. It's a powerful signal of interest, suggesting that she's ready to be seen and to let her defenses down. This act of exposing a hidden part of herself communicates a willingness to be more vulnerable, creating a dynamic of attraction between two individuals. Similarly, the neck is one of the most sensitive and erogenous zones on a woman's body. Exposing it can trigger a man's attention almost instantly. This vulnerability is a signal of trust, inviting intimacy both physically and emotionally. The exposed neck, soft and smooth, often symbolizes youth and vitality, which is universally appealing. This subtle act of revealing such an intimate area is a silent yet potent form of communication. Understanding these cues can enhance your ability to connect on a deeper level, aligning with the Stoic principles of mindfulness and emotional resilience. Legs and personal space. One more fascinating body language cue is when a woman turns her legs and knees toward you, forming a triangle of personal space. This act is not random, it's a clear signal that she's focused on you and only you. Her body language is subtly warding off other distractions, making it clear that she's interested in you. This gesture creates an invisible barrier around the two of you, signaling that you're the one she's invested in. Much like the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, this gesture reminds us that actions often speak louder than words. By observing these small yet powerful body language signs, we gain deeper insight into someone's feelings and intentions. These gestures are a physical manifestation of attraction, perfectly aligned with Stoic practices of mindful observation and understanding the deeper meanings behind people's actions. Conclusion: the art of subtle communication. In our fast-paced, digital world, it's easy to miss these subtle signals. However, by paying attention to body language and unspoken cues, you can gain valuable insights into a person's emotions and intentions. Whether it's a lingering gaze, a small grooming gesture, or the way someone positions themselves in a conversation, these silent cues are all part of the dance of attraction. By observing and responding thoughtfully to these signals, you can build more meaningful, authentic connections, true to the teachings of Stoicism